slept. Then I woke up from this dream, and I have several drawings of what I dreamt. As you see here, this is what I seen in this dream. First thing is that I seen our sun, or a sun-like object in the sky, and I seen flares being ejected off the surface of this sun. Then I seen, after the eclipse, or whatever it was that eclipsed the sun, I seen when the item passed the sun, I seen several other spheres or planets around the sun, and at the same time the sun was still ejecting flares off the surface. And lastly, in this dream I seen a hand or something that looked like a gigantic hand form underneath these spheres. And I believe this hand was the hand of God. The next and last number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called Section 4, One Spoken Dream, or S41 SPKD. In the month of July 7, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I recall that I woke out from a deep sleep. Then I heard myself say out loud, "The world will be destroyed." Then I had fell back to sleep. The next letter in this section is the letter T. This is Section 4, letter T. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter T. There's one dream about telescopes. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 4, One Telescope Dream, or S41 TED. In the month of July 9, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I dreamt that I seen people dressed in casual wear inside a telescope store somewhere in Midtown Manhattan. Telescope store was located inside a storefront, and I seen several telescopes displayed inside the floor of the store. I got the impression that people wanted to buy up telescopes so they can see up close several objects that had appeared in our solar system. The next letter in this section is the letter U. This is Section 4, letter U. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter U. There's one dream about uniform officers. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 4, One Uniform Dream, or S41 UND. In the month of April 6, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I had a brief dream that showed me once again 2 lines or 2 rows of some kind of law officers. These officers were dressed in dark blue or in black uniform. I believe these officers were at the corner of Bedford Avenue and Hawley Street. I also believe these officers might have been grouped up as numbers of 10 or 12 officers. And it was daytime, and these officers in this dream had held up traffic. The next letter in this section is the letter V. This is Section 4, letter V. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter V. There's one dream about the Vatican. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 4, One Vatican Dream, or S4 1VAD. In the month of June 16, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt I levitated towards a ceiling which I believe to be the ceiling of the Vatican. Then I heard someone say, "The church will make an announcement." Then I seen a number of cardinals inside a very lit up auditorium. Then I spotted 3 cardinals that looked identical, and these 3 cardinals' faces were slightly wrinkled. Next I seen a strange looking being with 2 semi-white human faces. One of his face was positioned at the back of his body, and the other face was at the front of his body. The faces of this being displayed a pronounced chin, or pronounced chins. Then I found myself at Asher Street again. I was in one of the rooms upstairs, and I noticed I held in my left hand a Pope's golden staff, which displayed a statue of Christ on the cross, and the statue of Christ was centered in a circle. The staff was bent in two places at the bottom. And the last thing that I recall about this dream is that now I found myself in my room on Hall Street, and then I noticed my laptop sat upon a chair in my room. I believe the laptop showed a live footage of a young white priest who stood in front of other priests. This priest displayed a squint upon his face because it must have been extremely sunny out. Somehow I got the impression that there were another bright object in the sky beside the sun, and it looked extremely windy out. The young priest's hair moved in many directions because it was so windy out. The priest also had to steady himself because of the great powerful winds. Then I picked up something about UFOs, that the Vatican wanted to make an announcement about UFOs before someone else does. Lastly, I heard a voice say, all eyes will be upon Jerusalem. The next and last letter in this section is the letter W. This is section 4, letter W. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter W. And there's one dream about war. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 4, 1 War Dream, or S4, 1WD. In the month of March 1st, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I dreamt I seen a type of river bed which was surrounded by a flat-landed area. Then I heard a Bob Marley song that sang Buffalo Soldier, fighting for America, fighting for country. Next, I seen black men line up to fight in some war. I even seen several young black men line up inside a room, and I also seen an older-looking short black man who appeared to be taking papers or giving out papers to these individuals on the line. This person that was giving out papers said to the people on the line, "You will die honorably." Then I seen these same men who were online were now wearing green or gray military fatigue. I also wore the green military fatigue. Then a young man in gray military uniform walked out of a brownstone building. Then I woke up from this dream. And I had a drawing of what I seen in this room. As you see here, I see a riverbed, and on the side I see a low flat area. Now we are finished with the dreams in section 4. So please allow me to present to you information that I have gathered through prayer, meditation, and research that will suggest how my premonitions in section 4 can all come to pass. This is section 4, letter A. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonitions in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S41ASTD. S41ASTD can come to pass if large celestial objects begin to come into our solar system because of the gravitational pull of the black hole that lies in the center of our Milky Way. Number 2 is S41AID through S43AID. S41AID through S43AID can come to pass if the American military is mobilized to fight civil unrest inside the United States. Number 3 is S41ATOD through the S42ATOD. S41